Hey everybody, I'm William.
I'm Keena.
And we are the Nerdyweds.
I thought you said we were not going to say that together at the same time.
We actually did that better than we've ever done it before.
What are we talking about today?
We are talking about this. Oh wait, you can't see that. I mean, this game looks like a book. See it? Looks like a book. But we are talking about the Call to Adventure game, the newest one. Just came out a few days ago. This is the Barnes & Noble exclusive, and of course I'm covering up the most important part, which is this is...
Because I was getting the feel that was supposed to be your dramatic reveal or something.
The Stormlight Archive by Brandon Sanderson. This book is, or this game is an adaptation to the Call of Adventure set of rules in game mechanics. So
okay, so I'm going to pause for a moment, and I'm just going to say, if you guys are not listening to the podcast, listen to the podcast when you're doing your laundry, cleaning your house, doing your workout, driving to work, whatever, because we expand more on the different things that we talk about on the YouTube show. We expand on the podcast. So if you've been listening to the podcast, or when you start listening to it, you'll notice that this one rarely misses an opportunity to talk about the Stormlight Archive, which is a fantasy novel series by Brandon Sanderson. And we do have a Kickstarter set that is coming soon, and we're going to do a video on that when that comes. But sometimes William has to go on work trips, and when he comes back, he never fails to have a gift for himself. So this is
one of the only times I've ever brought home a gift from me.
I'll be fair. He does usually bring me a little something, but this time it was for himself, and I am not surprised that it is this. So I just want to pause and say that about the book. And then as far as the game, the Call to Adventure game, that's a separate game from this.
Yes.
But it is a role-playing game?
It is not.
Okay, what is it?
It is a card game. Kind of set collection mixed with character development, kind of your characters gaining power, gaining strength, kind of like a role-playing game.
So it takes the elements from a role-playing game, mainly the ones you use to build craft a character, and they put that in the Call to Adventure game?
Yes, and then you use that character to accomplish different goals, objectives, and character development arcs.
Okay.
Within the game.
So why have we never gotten Call to Adventure?
It's one of those games that just kind of went into the background noise.
Okay.
I've never heard of it.
That's a story for another day.
Yeah.
We'll talk about this. I keep cutting you off. So tell us more about this.
This again is the Barnes & Noble exclusive deluxe version of the game. And what makes this different than the normal version you can get anywhere else is the box looks like a book. It opens. It's got a magnetic little flap right here. It opens like a book, and it also contains within it this book, which is a art / guide to Roshar, which is the world the game is set in. So it's got a bunch of artwork and then explanations for different character groups, races and populations, nations, and different elements of the story within the Stormlight Archive story, within the novel series. Then, of course, you got your rule book here, which comes with all of the different versions. And the only other thing that's different, aside from the fact that you get this book is exclusive to this, the box is exclusive to this, and there are 2 cards inside the box that are exclusive to this version of the game, which are these foil cards here, which are absolutely beautiful. I don't know if you can see those on camera. I probably have to take them out of the packaging here. Yeah, I know.
I know you were like, I'm not doing that.
And we're not playing with these until they are fully sleeved. But these 2 beautiful cards here, you got the Windrunners and Odeon, which they just beautiful artwork. They pop. But other than those things, the normal, regular version of the game that you get anywhere else comes with everything else in the box. You got all these different cards that add to your character's traits, add to your character's story, and you just develop your character until somebody in the game gets 3 cards under their destiny cards, and everybody else gets a turn, and that ends the game.
So that's how you win if you're playing against other players, but there's also a co-op version of the game. You can
Yes.
play it in that way, and if you play co-op, then the goal is for all of you to beat Odium, right?
To face Odium, yes.
Yeah.
Everybody has to face Odium, except if you are a champion of Odium. I think then you're playing against the other players. So this game can have maybe a social deduction kind of element to it. Haven't fully explored that yet. It might be something that's right out in the open.
Okay.
I don't know.
So there's a lot of replayability for this game in that aspect. So right now, today is just an unboxing, but I'm assuming that we're going to do a playthrough at some point with this game. If we still have it, because he said that this was this either was the last or the second to last game in Barnes & Noble. He paid $45 for it. It's on eBay right now for like $65. So when those sell out, it'll probably be on there for $100. You know, who knows?
So she's going to sell my game. I'm taking it with me.
I wouldn't sell your game. I had to mess with you.
I know.
Yeah.
Now, there are different, I don't know what they're called in this game, but they're like different stages to the story. And as you can see on these cards, you get a couple different decks of cards here. This is the first chapter, basically, the second chapter, and then the third. I don't know how these play out, but I know they're set up very similar to the way Splendor's set up.
Okay.
Where you have different tiers of cards, like first tier, second tier, third tier, and they're set out in a line. You know, some cards set out face up where everybody can see them, and then decks set to the left of those. So that's how that's set up. And then you got this deck of cards here with the trees. And I think there are 3 different versions of these. Each player gets dealt 2 of each of these types of cards in the beginning of the game. And I don't know what they do with them after that. Like you said, this is an unboxing. I'm just showing what's in it. And then you got your Odium and your your hero and villain, basically, decks. Odium is the big bad guy in the world of Roshar, and everybody's supposed to be against him.
Okay.
And then there's little score pads to use for scoring the game. Mm-hmm. It's a 1 to 4 player game. I don't know if I mentioned the fact you can play this as a single player. And then you got this set of tokens here, cardboard tokens, pretty standard. Now this is the exciting part. This is the part I wanted to get to. Are these? Instead of dice, you're tossing runes in this game, and different cards give you access to these different rune chips. And when you go to accomplish a goal, you take the runes you need for that thing. You shake them like
throw
dice,
them at the other player?
and you toss them like
okay, that'll work too.
like dice. But whatever side they land on determines your success or failure in a task. And the more traits you have, and the more risk you throw, because I think there is a risk element to the game.
Okay.
You can succeed or fail at whatever task you're trying to accomplish. And these have a great texture,
They do.
a great feel in the hands. I love the way they click together. I love the components of the game. The cards are a little thinner than I would like. They're a decent card stock, but they're a little thinner than I like. And another thing I've noticed, going to any defect in the game, is on some of the cards, I can't show it on camera, but on some of these cards, like this one right here, you see that line going down the card, the back of the card? There's like a line, like a blade, a very the very tip of a blade went straight across the back of the card.
See, my mom would notice that. Is that on every card?
No,
because
it is not on every
marks
card.
The cards. My mom would learn all of those, and she'd be able to cheat.
Yep. So some of these cards, a couple of them in each deck, like that one right there, have been kind of marked.
Yeah, that's not good.
So, yeah, like she said, her mom would learn those cards. I think there are a few of them in this deck as well. So the same way, for some reason, there's a couple cards in the game that kind of marked. I love these runes.
Yeah,
these rune
too.
chips. The black ones here.
So, is that all you've got for the unboxing today?
Yeah, I'm just also one other thing. Each player has their own player mat. They set out in front of them that gives them a track here for keeping score of how good or bad their character is. I think this is the what's this track called? You were looking at it just a little bit ago.
I forgot just that quick. Corruption, the corruption track. Yeah.
So the higher you are on the track, the least corrupted you are, and then you start gaining corruption as you go down that track, which
Depending
can be detrimental to your character.
Pull, yeah.
Can be detrimental to your character.
So if you like this game, it's going for like $65-$70 on eBay, and you'll get it a deal from us. I'm only gonna charge you $55. So let me know in the I'm kidding. I'm kidding. This actually looks like a fun game, and I'm ready to play it whenever you are, and then we'll do a run through.
Yeah, full
for the
review.
channel. Yeah.
I'd love to do a full review of the game. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Okay.
I think. So that's all from us. Let us know what you think in the comments. Like, comment, and subscribe.
And check out the podcast as well. Until next time, stay nerdy, and we'll see you later.